The Middle East stands on a precipice. The long-simmering animosity between Iran and Israel has reached a boiling point. We are witnessing an escalation of attacks and counterattacks. The question haunting the international community is simple but terrifying. Is this the prelude to a wider war? Recent months have seen a surge in violence. Israeli airstrikes have targeted Iranian-linked facilities in Syria. Iran, in turn, has allegedly attacked Israeli-linked shipping in the Persian Gulf. Both sides are engaging in increasingly provocative military exercises. This tit-for-tat exchange has analysts deeply concerned. The risk of miscalculation, of one attack spiraling into a larger conflict, is higher than ever. The situation is further complicated by the nature of the attacks. Many are covert or deniable, carried out through proxies rather than direct military engagement. This ambiguity makes de-escalation difficult. It also raises the specter of unintended consequences as third parties get drawn into the conflict. Iran has long utilized proxy forces to advance its interests and strike at its enemies. Groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza receive funding, training, and weapons from Tehran. They serve as Iran's long arm, able to strike at Israel without direct Iranian involvement. Israel, for its part, has developed strategies to counter these proxy forces. It has launched targeted assassinations against key figures in Hezbollah and Hamas. It has also conducted numerous military operations in Gaza and Lebanon, aimed at degrading the capabilities of these groups. This proxy warfare adds a dangerous layer of complexity to the Iran-Israel conflict. It makes it difficult to establish clear red lines or to hold actors accountable. A miscalculation or a disproportionate response by either side could easily ignite a broader conflict. The international community is watching the escalating tensions between Iran and Israel with growing alarm. The United States, a staunch ally of Israel, has condemned Iran's actions and pledged to stand by its partner. European powers have also expressed deep concern and called for restraint from both sides. However, there is a sense of paralysis on the international stage. The 2015 nuclear deal, which offered a path to containing Iran's nuclear ambitions, lies in tatters. The Trump administration's decision to withdraw from the agreement and reimpose sanctions on Iran has backfired spectacularly. It has emboldened hardliners in Tehran and pushed the country closer to the brink of nuclear breakout. The Biden administration has expressed a desire to revive the nuclear deal, but faces significant obstacles. Iran demands the lifting of all sanctions before returning to compliance. The United States, meanwhile, insists on addressing Iran's ballistic missile program and its destabilizing activities in the region. The lack of progress on the diplomatic front leaves the door open for further escalation. The roots of the Iran-Israel conflict run deep. To understand the current tensions, one must look back to the 1979 Iranian Revolution. The revolution, which overthrew the US-backed Shah and brought Ayatollah Khomeini to power, transformed Iran into an Islamic republic. From the outset, the new Iranian regime viewed Israel as an illegitimate state and a symbol of Western imperialism in the region. It provided support to Palestinian militant groups committed to Israel's destruction. Israel, in turn, saw revolutionary Iran as an existential threat, a radical regime seeking regional hegemony and armed with a messianic ideology. The decades since have seen a series of crises and confrontations. Israel bombed Iraq's Osirak nuclear reactor in 1981, fearing that Saddam Hussein's regime, then allied with Iran, was developing nuclear weapons. Throughout the 1980s, Israel and Iran clashed indirectly during the Lebanese Civil War, supporting opposing factions. The collapse of the Oslo peace process in the late 1990s and the outbreak of the Second Intifada further inflamed tension.